Washington immigrants are neighbors and essential workers. We keep the economy strong, we contribute to our communities, and we care for our families. Immigrants were one of the groups most at risk of getting COVID-19, losing work and creating a spiral effect that would hurt local economies. When the federal government offered stimulus checks and financial support to help communities make it through the pandemic, they intentionally left out millions of undocumented immigrants in our communities. All of us who call Washington home deserve support to make it through the pandemic.
So we did something about it. In 2020, WISN and dozens of immigrant-led groups in Washington state came together to establish a grassroots fund that fundraised over $6 million for our immigrant neighbors. And we didn't stop there. We organized and called on Governor Inslee to create a state fund for our undocumented community with the support of over 400 organizations and groups.
This fund is important because it gives all of our communities a sense of belonging, that they belong here in Washington state.
El hecho de que organizaciones comunitarias hayan participado como agentes principales en este fondo realmente hace la diferencia en el número de personas que pueden participar y obtener estos fondos.
After hearing from the immigrant communities in Washington, the Governor's Office and the Department of Social and Health Services established the Washington COVID-19 Immigrant Relief Fund in 2020. Between 2020 and 2023, we have distributed over $400 million into the hands of community members across the state.
It gave an opportunity for them to become visible and to understand that they have a voice and that people in the state of Washington care and want to make sure they have the resources they need.
When people in the community applied for the fund and were approved, they received between $1,000 and $3,000. That money went directly into people's hands as checks or prepaid cards, so they could use it for whatever they needed: rent, groceries, etc.
This is a lot for an individual who has suffered on financial during the COVID and after the COVID time.
Through all 3 rounds, we received over 275,000 applications and funded more than 223,000 applications.
WISN trabajó con 37 subcontratistas y docenas de voluntarios para asegurarnos que muchas personas impactadas pudieran conocer sobre el fondo WRF y también para ayudarles con asistencia de aplicaciones. Las organizaciones, los voluntarios y WISN, con nuestro conocimiento, con la confianza que hemos construido entre las comunidades y con nuestro liderazgo, pudimos ayudar a muchas personas de diferentes comunidades.
For us, this was a very special moment to be able to intentionally serve our immigrant and refugee community members.
This fund is a message to our immigrant neighbors who call Washington home. You are a part of our communities and you matter.
This fund has allowed for resources to go to often where it is most needed.
Este programa fuera un éxito tan grande.
We involved from the beginning and it was a good program.
We're working on it. So that's what I appreciate about all of this. It creates a welcoming space for people to call Washington State home. So welcome home.